Sunday School teacher, I'm glad that you have joined us. Appreciate your commitment. Appreciate all that you do in this very important ministry that you have of every week taking God's Word, spending time in it, hearing from God, and then going and sharing with a small group what God has said to you and leading them in Bible study. And then all that you do in ministering to them and caring for them and bringing new people in. Thank you for all that you do for Sunday School and for your church and for the Lord. Well, this Sunday we're looking at the lesson for December 10th. The title of this lesson is Misguided Worship. Remember, we're in our study of the book of Acts, and we're going to be in Acts chapter 14. Again, hopefully you've got your outline, you're following along as we prepare for this coming Sunday. Acts chapter 14 is where we'll be. The main point, what we're trying to communicate here, is that it is only God that is worthy of our worship and our praise. And we're going to see an account where Paul and Barnabas were mistaken for God's little g. You know, ever since the beginning, ever since Adam and Eve, human beings have been tempted to worship everything but the one who alone is worthy of our worship. All people worship. I mean, that every person, even the person who says, "Oh, they're an atheist and they don't believe in God," they still worship. They worship things. But the Creator God, the God of the Bible, the God that you and I know, only He is worthy of our worship and our praise. In our futile efforts to quiet our restless hearts, we turn to substitute gods, idols. We trust in the false gods, the false idols, the things that cannot fulfill, like money, fame, and position. We worship people who seem to have everything that we want, those qualities, those experiences, those achievements. We worship that which is false. Well, that false God, little g, is the example of what we're going to look at here. During his first missionary journey, Paul and Barnabas experienced the tendency that people have to offer misguided worship to substitute gods. And so let's look at this account. This is Acts chapter 14. Let's look at verses 8 through 10. And there we see the healing. In Lystra, a man who was sitting, who was without strength in his feet, who had never walked, and had been lame from birth. He listened as Paul spoke. After looking directly at him and seeing that he had faith to be healed, Paul said in a loud voice, "Stand up on your feet." And he jumped up and he began to walk around. And so here we have a miraculous healing. And Paul was speaking, preaching to a pagan group and that did not know God. And this man who was lame, couldn't walk, was listening. Luke, who is the author of Acts, speaks of the lame man's